Hey, August 31st, 6:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got a little zep in the step. I got a little zep in the step. It's Preservation Thursday. The infamous Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page bringing us in this morning. We'll take a little pause here. We'll let him bring us out, too. Before we get too involved in everything today, look in the links, ladies and gentlemen, links, information if you want to help the people down there. The Harvey has just beat the snot out of the Gulf down there. Houston's pretty bad. I know Jeff Marquis, part of the board of directors over there at, he was traveling yesterday through Texas. Of course, he's part of the board of directors with IFAST, International Association Field Service Technicians. Pegster, Peggy Carino, she's down there too. I hope y'all are okay, Jeff and Peggy. I hope you guys are okay. John Allen, you okay? We haven't heard from him in a while. I hope he's okay too. He's up in Dallas, so he's probably okay. Some of the other folks down there that I know, I do sincerely hope everybody is okay down there. Our prayers and thoughts go out to the folks in Houston. I will say this. Some of the stuff we have seen, it shows what Americans are about. It shows what Americans are about. And to those media personnel and those hate groups and all that stuff that want to try to divide, as you can see, you can't do it because people in Texas, man, they care about their neighbor. You can't divide that. I mean, it's really good. But in light of the Harvey, I'm going to call it the Harvey. They can call it Hurricane. It's the Harvey to me, man. I mean, that's a mess. But the Harvey, in light of that, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD have all stepped up, put a 90-day or at least HUD, a 90-day moratorium on things. Foreclosure and stuff they put on hold. They put everything on hold. And I'm sure if when it does get cleaned up, there's going to be some work, all right. I got to give a tip of the hat to Secure View. I know they're kind of scandalous and everything. They did donate $100,000. But should that be from Secure View or because they're actually ripping you off? It should be from the property preservation industry and labor. Just a question. Don't shoot me. Just a question. Not trying to make something ugly out of something good. Just a question. Are they trying to clean up their image? I don't know. We already know they're lying about the product. That ain't their product. It's GE Lexan. Now we got to talk about the ugly stuff, kind of, huh? Couple things going on in the industry. Of course, the big issue, ladies and gentlemen, is that Bowerman FAS, the misclassification of labor. And I'll give you an example. I'm not sure who sent this. Not real sure who sent this. But here was some additional information on a work order. End ground pool cover. Need to cover 1,150 square foot pool with wire mesh using 2x6 wood and shearing and mesh wire, plus all the nails. It will take 2 people to complete this job, and it will take 8 to 10 hours to do. Little asterisk. Prior installing wire mesh, M-A-S-H. I always thought mash is what is that? Jack uses mash. Doesn't Jack Daniels use mash in their product? Mash? But you gotta take the wire mesh cover. I'm going to read this word for word, okay? I'm not. Prior installing wire mesh cover, need to remove previous pull cover, lumber fasteners, 6 mil polyethylene, in parentheses visqueen, welded wire mesh, and labor to install. Can I ask a question? I mean, the obvious. If we have to remove the labor to install, how do you install? Eight to 10 hours? 8 to 10 hours, I can do that in 2.5. By myself, I couldn't move it when I got done, but my understanding, I thought they quit doing pulls this way. And why would you want to replace something that failed with the same thing? Don't they have, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they got something that kind of pulls over and you tack it in? They got these new covers now that are safety and approved and all that kind of stuff, and industry approved. They send out big fancy notices and emails and all kinds of stuff for you to get them. All kinds of stuff for you to get them. Preservation Thursday got the Sumatra mandolin going, ladies and gentlemen. It is a bit nippy. Fall is in the air. Fall's in the air. You guys got all you preservation guys. You got a fall cleanup special going on. You got a fall, get ready for winter special. You go clean the gutters out for folks. You trim, how to prune their trees back, clean their yard up, and prepare the yard for the winter time or anything like that. If you got that service going on, now's the time to start promoting it. Of course, capability statements. That's what it was. Somebody asked me about a capability statement. I lost that email. I cannot find the email in my things because I've been trying to find it all week here. So I get back with this guy and say, hey, talk to me. Capability statements. If you need a little help putting one of those together, let me know. I can help you out a little bit, get you squared away on that. But look in the link. There are phone numbers. There are places that you can go help donate. If you want to help donate to the folks down in to deal with the Harvey. Of course, I believe this upcoming week here we got the Fraud Fest going on. The Fraud Fest, yeah. Hi there, Mr. Miller. The Fraud Fest supervisor, Eric Miller. How are you this morning, sir? How are you? I'm going to read you a paragraph here. Remember last week we left the HUD reimbursable in the air. This was Mr. Karn's response to the question, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron, I believe the pricing matrix you're referring to derives from the mortgage letter 2016-2 and is not applicable to our FSMs. The ML applies solely to the rates that we reimburse HUD's mortgagees during pre-conveyance. Remember, once a property's been conveyed, there's not supposed to be more than 10 yards. I mean, we did HUD work for 7 years. I think I had 15 yards one time. We never had over a garbage can, a couple garbage bags at the most on these conveyed properties. So, the FSMs are paid in accordance with their contract. Section B, CLIN pricing structure. That said, both the debris removal labor and dump fees over 10 cubic yards are allowable cost reimbursable. That said, both debris removal, labor in parentheses, and the dump fees over 10 cubic yards are allowable cost reimbursables, meaning the FSM gets reimbursed for actuals with no allowance for profit or overhead. Now, that paragraph is in the description. There's also a link in the description to a survey. Since we have a bunch of poltroons in the industry that don't want to put anything out there and make a comment in the comment section down below, fear they might be reprisal. There might be reprisal because they might have said something that hurts the sensibilities of the snowflake nationals. And they get their workload cut. Hello. That's not an independent contractor scenario. That is an employee scenario. Hello, Mr. Miller. Hello, Brian Mingham. Good morning, Tony Newman. Why haven't you chimed in, gentlemen? Why haven't you taken a position? Court said it's the law. It's the law. But yet, let me see if I can find this. When we get into that issue right there, I'm going to read this. Good afternoon. I need some assistance. I have been trying to find preservation vendor or two to cover West Virginia orders. We have work available now, and I have gone through all the interest emails. Several just stop communicating or never send back paperwork. At this point, I'm wondering if you can refer me to some people. It could be your friend, your aunt, your uncle. Heck, I'll even be happy with a fourth cousin removed. Translation, we're going to forget compliance. I just need some quality vendors ready to work in following counties: Wood, Ritchie, Wirt, Witzel, Harrison, Taylor, Randolph, and Mingo area. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Have a great day. And that comes from the recruitment coordinator at A to Z Field Services. A to Z Field Services, a company that's kind of fallen off. They were a decent company at one time, and then they decided to go rogue and come up with some kind of invasion of privacy policy. Same thing that Mitch Davison did with Purdy Enterprises. You can't talk about us unless you say something good when you're subpoenaed by the court to do it. Excuse me. So Purdy Enterprises feels anybody that's going to put something like that in a contract, they're going to steal from you. I'm sorry, they're going to steal from you. Why would they put that in the contract? Why would they put that in the contract? You can't talk about us. You can't say anything negative about us. You can't do this about us. Well, if you're putting that in the contract, you have already made yourself negative. You have painted yourself in a negative light. Why would you do that? What kind of moron lawyer do you have, Mr. Purdy, Mrs. Purdy? That's kind of stupid. I'm sorry, that's stupid. Man. But then again, when we put it all in perspective, what do we have? We have a bunch of NAMFS members handing the work off to each other, taking money that should go to you, labor, that puts the money up front. You pay the dump fees, not them. Why are they being reimbursed for dump fees? You pay the dump fees. So the question is, in the link, there's a survey monkey. It's a one-question survey, ladies and gentlemen. One-question survey, because nobody has the guts to make a comment in the comment sections on the videos, on the posts, wherever we do this. Nobody will comment. And I don't understand why people like Eric Miller, I don't understand why Brian Mingham, I don't understand why Tony Newman, Jeff Markey, Kelly Brown, why nobody from any of these organizations that want to be players, that are players, that have a little bit of clout, if you will, why they won't make a statement, why they won't address this issue, why won't you come to the table? You're not coming to the table there, Mr. Miller, because you know it's going to destroy NAMFS when it's all said and done. And this is what I don't understand. How can anybody oversee any organization and keep pushing an envelope that you know is wrong? You know it's wrong. There's absolutely can be no questions. It's wrong. It is not independent contractor. It is employee scenarios. I have yet to actually read an independent contractor contract associated with any member of NAMFS. Now, that's not to say contracts with the membership of IFAST, International Association Field Service Technicians. They're working in insurance stuff. There was a post up this morning on them. IFAST is working very diligently right now to assist over it with the Harvey people, and Texas got beat up the last couple of days. Now Louisiana's getting beat up. So when you have the moratorium, HUD 90-day moratorium, Fannie Mae put things on hold. Freddie Mac has put things on hold, and of course. Right now, the areas that are affected are real bad are Texas, but I got a feeling they're going to add some Louisiana areas with what's going on now. That's a crazy storm, man. That's just. But Survey Monkey wants to know what you think. What do you think about that statement that Mr. Carnes made? Go over, take a survey. It's one question, ladies and gentlemen. Take you 30 seconds. Link is in the description. I'll post the link up when I post all this. Link in the description. But I'm still curious as to why nobody has taken a position on the independent contractor employee scenario in the property preservation, ladies and gentlemen, in the property preservation industry. Here's what I don't understand. And I can understand colleagues in the industry's frustration. I get people, I got beat up for $140,000 by a safeguard. If you can afford to get beat up for $140,000, you ought to be able to afford an attorney to get your money back. Or I'm not getting the whole story. I don't know. And I'm not saying anybody calls me up lying. I'm just saying that if you're getting beat up for your money, look, FAS owed us $17,000 for 42 properties. I leaned every damn property. I had my money the next day. It was certified. It was couriered to my front door, a knock on the front door, and it was my check. That's how I know you can lien a property. That's how I know you can conduct business as a business person from a labor standpoint. Oh yeah, people got fined $1,000 a property, so their fine was bigger than the damn check they owed me. They should have paid me like they were supposed to do on time. That's what business owners do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what business owners do. They go get their money. You cheat me out of my money, I'm going to come get it. I don't care if it's a dime. I'm going to come get it. That's just how life is. Asked a question the other day. What do the anti-class laws, do you know about the anti-class laws in Connecticut? Probably not something you're going to be affected by, but I'm using it as an example. for due diligence. So we're going to talk about that in just a second here. I have to take a pause, get a little advertising in, foreclosurepedia.org, foreclosurepedia.org. You're up to the minute fraud reporting. I'm going to do a little more zep in my step here, get me a new cup of coffee, and come right back after a word from our sponsors. Oh, wait a minute. I am the sponsor. Oops. Foreclosurepedia.org, ladies and gentlemen. Foreclosurepedia.org, up to the minute fraud reporting in the property preservation industry. They're also meshing some people together down there in Texas, helping both sides. They're being helped out with IFAST and everything. Now, Richmond, Virginia. Hey, such a pleasant stay. Another Zeppelin great, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Savage, Women at Work Incorporated, Women to Work Incorporated. You got it. 804-539-4333. Give her a call. She can square you away in that Virginia area, Richmond, Virginia. Again, I'll be right back. Let me get some more coffee, and we're going to talk just a minute about this anti-glass law in Connecticut. Ramble on, baby, ramble on. It's been 10 years to the day. That's all I got to say. Hey, I got to round the world. I got to find my girl on my way. Zep in the step. Hey, it's a happy day. Anti-glass law in Connecticut. They're calling it an anti-glass law. And I'm going to talk about this for just a minute. I got all my glass stuff, man. Check this little chart out here, man. You need fire rating on something? I can tell you what you need. I can tell you how long you want a 15-hour door. Hey, I got all the information here. I got all my new fall glass stuff in, machinery for the glazing industry. And the big issue is compliance. We keep hearing compliance in the property preservation industry. And I'm going to say this. If you're unaware of laws in another state, such as MCS not being licensed in Nevada, if you're on the West Coast, here's what this glass law does. What Connecticut did, they got a bill, SB 281, or something like that, I think it is. But what it says is, if a product fails in the glazing industry, the manufacturer of said product, under warranty, if the product's under warranty, has 30 days to address the warranty issue. Let's say you're a medium size, or, let's say you're a window manufacturer. You make a special kind of window. You're on the West Coast. Let's say you're in Idaho making this window. And Connecticut contracts with you to supply windows for a project back there, or couple projects. You're just a small company. You got about 15 employees. The installers back there in Connecticut say they install the window wrong. And the homeowner or the business says, hey, we got a problem with your window, dude. Well, you got a warranty on the window, so you got to check it out. You got to investigate it. If you only have 30 days, that's not a whole lot of time for you to get from Idaho to Connecticut, do your research, gather all your information up, and then analyze all that data and make a logical decision based on all the terms and conditions of the warranty. Because if you haven't responded in 30 days, you default and you have to warranty everything. This law is causing companies not to want to do business, and they're backing out, and they're backing up quick, and so would I, in Connecticut. That kind of, now I don't know, maybe Connecticut wants to regionalize people working in their area, and they don't want that competition from another part of the country. They just want to be able to utilize people that can get there in 30 days and do what they have to do on the warranties. But that's a huge issue. And I talk about this because, it's construction industry a little bit. But it falls into, if you don't know that, let's say you did contract, let's say you are in Idaho and you do contract and you don't know anything about this law, it's not in the contract from them, they haven't brought this up, nobody says anything to you, but it's the law. And it never got in the contract. It's the law. It's not in the contract. It's the law. You got a problem. Due diligence, a little bit of research. Just me, that's probably something going to get overlooked. I guarantee it. It's going to get overlooked because who negotiates a contract with somebody and then goes and says, maybe I better before I negotiate. And again, due diligence, but who looks into a law like that? Who researches and says, are there any laws that limit my warranty ability in that area or in that state or in that town? Really, I've done quite a bit of contract negotiations. I've done a lot of negotiating with people, and you know what? That's not something that comes up. So it could be very easily overlooked. It's the law. I'm going to say it again. It's the law. Why do I keep saying it's the law? Because if you're conducting business in another state, it's the law that you have the proper credentials to do so. If a company doesn't have the proper credentials to do so, you're going to get an issue like Carol Reeves and a company like MCS back charging you out the kazoo because they can. Because they have a way to cheat the system. And make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going out on a limb. 90% of all the back charges that I have reviewed that people send me are bogus. Services were approved. Services were paid. A year goes by. It cycles out of a tax cycle. And now all of a sudden you're being back charged for something that you can't remedy, for something you have no opportunity to go clean up. That is theft. Pardon me. They just stole your money. They just stole your money. Why do you think the IRS agent says 1099 that money? You don't think, I'm going to say this to the gentleman who called me up, said Safeguard beat him out of $140,000. You don't think for 1 minute you file a 1099 on that? You ain't got to go hire a lawyer. File a 1099. The IRS is on your side now. You have the biggest collection agency on the planet in your pocket. They're on your side. You filed a 1099. You don't think they don't want the tax money on $140,000? You don't think they want that money? Come on, folks. It's common sense. Again, common sense. Think about it. Common sense. Common sense. Z-Lane. Get over there and see Scott Wolf. He'll get you squared away. Tell him Aaron said hi. Tell him Aaron said hi. They'll get you squared away. I don't care what state you're in. He's got an attorney that knows lien law in every single state of the union. Every single state, he has an attorney that does the lien laws in those states. Can't go wrong, folks. Can't go wrong. If you don't got a case, he's going to tell you. He ain't going to try to bilk you. If you don't got a case, he's going to say, you're kind of wrong here. If you got a case, he's going to say, hey, it's a $150 fee or whatever his fee is. I don't know what his fee is. I'm just making it up. But talk to somebody, man. Come on. Don't go hide in the closet and, I don't want my work cut. It's old. It's old hat, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. And a lot of people in the industry are frustrated because labor won't buck the F up and act as an independent contractor and act as a business and function like a business. Function like a business. You got to do it. 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 That's why get a business license if you're not going to function as a business? Don't make no sense to me. Don't make no sense to me. However, I've been helping a gal out. She's an accountant, a really sharp one too. As a matter of fact, every tax season she's in high demand because they come. She gets offers all over the place. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to sit down with this gal, and we're going to talk some accounting practices that can help you. That's what I'm going to do. Get her a little plug. She's kind of cute, too. And she's a non-GMO girl. Again, another pretty non-GMO girl. Hey, ho. But anyways, I'm going to be talking with her, and I'm going to try. I know there's a lot of information out there for accounting for, there's software packages, there's this, there's that, there's one thing and the other. One of the things that I learned when I was putting stuff together, I had different spreadsheets, different functions going on for my accounting with what I going on, and it all went into a master financial statement at the end of the year. But for preservation, we had something. For the landscape maintenance I was doing, we had something. For the farmers markets, I had another sheet because all those expenses are different. So you do stuff like that. So if you need a little consultation on something like that, ladies and gentlemen, I can help out. I'm not an accountant. I just know how to crunch a number here and there. I think some of these members of NAMFS have found out. They have found out. And again, I am going to ask Mr. Miller, Mr. Mingham, Tony Newman, the new kid on the block. Why has nobody chimed in on the independent contractor employee issue? Just me. This is just me. If I was put in a position to be the face of an organization, I would do everything I could to protect my membership from harm. Harm would be legal issues, insurance issues, contractual issues. And there's a buttload of them. We all know it. There are dump truck loads of them with that membership of NAMFS. I know Mr. Mingham is still pushing contracts out. And I reviewed his contracts. I'm hearing scuttlebutt on NRES, and I'm hearing a lot more scuttlebutt than I've ever heard before. Again, last time I spoke with Mr. Mingham, he said, we do have a few issues, but we're expanding, we're doing this, we're growing a little more. And I know this. Sometimes they just laid 9 people off over there at there was something happened at the office. Not privy to that information. To me, it's not important. What I think is important is if you have internal issues with your company, you find a way to manage that and deal with it, but you don't let the flow of work stop. You don't continue. And so far, Mr. Mingham has done that. I haven't heard of disruptions in workflow or anything like that because of what happened in the one office and what happened on the West Coast out here. So in that respect, Mr. Mingham's got things going on and he's not missing anything, but we're just hearing a lot of scuttlebutt. And I want to say this. When you get a company in flux, when you get a company doing something something's going to happen, folks. Something's going to happen. This has been my experience with Brian Mingham. I've never been able to not throw something at this guy and not get a conversation out of him. So don't go into social media and say, oh, you're a dog, you're this, you're that. Well, why don't you try sending the guy an email and saying, hey, this is what your employee did to me. How can we work this out? That's just me. I've never had a problem. It's like Mr. Carnes over at HUD's. I send questions. He answers them. Everybody wants to argue about his answer. Survey monkey, go answer. Go over there and answer it. Nobody's going to know who you are. So you don't have to worry about MCS, A to Z, Safeguard, anybody squeezing your workloads. You don't have to worry about it. Just go do it in secret. Information's vital. This is why that is important, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm going to say this again. I hope and pray Kim Savage is right, because this is an open-end issue with me right now, and everybody else, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. If I'm correct and Kim is wrong, and I hope Kim is right, because if I'm right, the can of worms that gets opened is really ugly, and it's going to bury it will bury a lot of people out there in the industry. And oh, by the way, I don't think I need to say who that membership is. Do I? Do we need to spell that out? SurveyMonkey. Link in the description. Please go give us an answer. And we can put the information out that way. It's a legitimate survey. SurveyMonkey, reputable survey organization. I'm out of it now. I just set the survey up. You get to go do it. It's information we can use. Information we can use for what? Information we can use for what? Negotiations. Negotiations. It's information that you need to have to negotiate your contract. Are you negotiating your contract? Or are you just signing a form that is a bona fide, glorified employee contract that holds your feet to the fire, that requires you to make all the expenses and nobody else gets risk? Speaking of risk assessments, Griffin Security Services, Ray Griffin, he's got a pretty good risk assessment stuff going on there. Every business has risks. Every business has risk. Hey, everybody has risks. We get out of bed in the morning. There's always a risk. You might fall and break your neck. You never know. You never know. 40%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. Listen carefully. 40% of construction workers in this country state productivity is a higher priority over workplace safety. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Just think about it. Just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Workplace safety, it is really important. And I bring workplace safety up for this reason. Seasons are starting to change. Days are getting shorter. People are going to work faster. They want to get the work done before it gets dark so I can get home. There's no power at the place. There's no heater. It's already 40 degrees. Once that sun goes down, it's going to be 15. They're wanting to get out of there. They're working as fast as they can. Workplace safety. The glazing industry, the what they call IG, insulated glass industry, has called for more training and education. You know how I feel about that. I firmly believe there is there is training and education. Oh, by the way, forced by the people that are telling you you're an independent contractor. True definition of an independent contractor, you don't need training and education because you got it. It's one of the things. That's one of the things in the lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen. One of the deals in the lawsuit, FAS was providing training and education. Their yearly functions that they do that were mandatory were nothing but glorified training sessions on how to run your business to accommodate their contractual obligations. Who does cash for keys? You guys know there's a $250 fee paid by the bank for cash for keys? Due diligence. Gotta have it. You gotta have it. And there's not enough of that going on. One thing that was good about last month, June, architecture billing is up. Architecture billing is up. What does that mean? That means there's going to be a lot of work out there coming up. When you see a certain sector of the work industry, architects, for example, if their billing has gone up, that means there's more inquiries for work to be done. There's more drawings going on. There's more development. There's more engineers crunching numbers. There's all kinds of stuff going on with architectural billing. But if that billing has gone up, you're going to start seeing jobs for electricians. You're going to start seeing ads for tile setters, masons, concrete people. You're going to start seeing glazing ads go up, roofers, carpet layers, window and, glazers, everybody. So that is a very, it's refreshing. It's encouraging, since I'm a glazer. That's encouraging. But it's something that I think we need to look forward to, and we need to keep our eyes open and be aware. Again, if anybody can help out down there with the Houston folks, Jeff, I hope your travels were safe there. Pegster, Peggy Carino, of course. She's a pretty good author, man. She writes some pretty funny stuff sometimes. But I do hope everybody, that gal, Jamie, Texas style, man, her husband, retired military. I hope that you guys are okay too. I know a lot of people, but if you can help in any way, if you can help, get them a little help. Like I said, there's links in the description. IFAS has got a program going on. I'll get their link over there in the description to help. A lot of people, again, what I see, you got these goofy news outlets trying to be divisive, and it's like they're getting slapped right in the face every time they show what's going on in Texas, because you got the brown man helping the yellow man, and helping the red man, helping the black man, helping the white. Everybody's helping their people, man. We all people. We just people, and they're helping each other, and they can't divide nobody. That's got to be, God, boy, that's got to be frustrating for those news outlets that have that twisted agenda. Don't you think? Don't you think that's got to be a little frustrating for those people that have a twisted agenda? I love it. It's great. It. And I still think, I don't know if you all saw that picture of the gal knitting, the Afghan, whatever she was knitting, water up to her waist, she's knitting away. Mark Cuban, you're a Texan. You need to buy that Afghan for $10 million. You got that much. Buy it for $20 million. You got that much money. You can spit that much money, for crying out loud. Buy that, whatever she was knitting, and auction it off. You can give them the money to the fund, help them out, and then auction that off. Start at $1 million for all your rich friends, and auction off whatever she was knitting, and help the folks in Houston. Help the folks in Texas. You're a Texan, Mr. Cuban. Quit trying to beat the president up, man, and go do something good. He's all right guy. He's not that bad. He's just kind of animated goofball sometimes. Oh, by the way, I think that's what they call our president, don't they? They're both millionaires. What can you say? Ladies and gentlemen, prayers. Keep really good thoughts for those folks over there in Houston. And again, Mr. Miller, Mr. Mingham, Tony Newman, come on, man. You guys someone's got to chime in. Somebody has got to say something. You have to take a position here. It's the law. It's the law. It's the law. It's what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. By law, you're an employee. So deal with it however you want. But by law, you're an employee, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, got to get out of here. Foreclosurepedia.org, foreclosurepedia.org, up to the minute. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. Get over there and take a look at stuff. iFast, again, I'll have links in the description. They're doing stuff to assist the people over there in Texas. Kim Savage, Women at Work. She'll get you squared away in that Richmond, Virginia area. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there.